SoCal, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Welcome back to the BMF Wrestling Review Part 4. Horseman. Now, this is a summary. We've got the finale. There we go. I'm good. Me speak good English today. Anyway, finale of the show, and the main event wrestling match for Raw was once again a Divas match. Wow, it's fucking bizarro world, as Vince calls it.
Jerry Lawler would have been pleased.
He was, choosing in his pants, I'm sure of it. Now, when the Funkadactyls faced off against the Bellas, not a lot to say about this, as it was the Funkadactyls facing off against the Bellas. Who gives a fuck? It's Divas.
Why are they bothering?
I don't know. And the match went on a while too. Like, it wasn't like a typical Diva match, which was just like fucking a minute and a half long.
Haven't they booked that as well? Brodus Clay Tensai and one of the...
No, that's all of them. It's the what are they calling them? Tons of Funk.
Tons of Funk?
Yeah, Tons of Funk.
I bet you the WWE Universe came up with that one.
More than likely. Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls versus Rogue Scholars and the Bellas. That has a match at Mania and not the US or Intercontinental Champions.
What a waste.
But I digress. This match was a waste. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Now, the main event spot, once again, we had talk. And what did I say last week? We had Undertaker finally speak after weeks of not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then the next week, he beat the shit out of Punk. Didn't say a word. And I said, at this rate, we should see something entertaining. And what happens? Taker comes out, shoots a promo on Punk, talking about how he's going to end him. Punk made it personal. He doesn't care if the streak ends or not. But Punk isn't going to survive or live to tell about it. It was a very nice touch. I liked it. It was back to the darker roots, but it was a more serious thing too. Not talking about you will suffer in hell. He's just talking about how he's going to fucking end Punk. And that was a nice little touch. Heyman came out with some druids dressed as Paul Bearer. Now, you could debate about this, whether it was in good taste or bad taste. It was probably in bad taste.
Yeah.
A bit disrespectful, but apparently Bearer's family signed off on it.
Even they're having a bit of trouble watching it. It's still hard for them.
Oh, well, of course, you see someone impersonating your father who just died.
Yeah.
You're going to be a little upset by it, but they understood, and for the sake of the plot, I can see
I still reckon there should be a limit to how far they're going to take it.
I don't know about that. Like, a lot of people have said the argument is that if Paul was alive today, he would love the ankle.
Yeah.
So and that's why people know him better than the fans.
Yeah.
So I'll have to respect their opinions of Paul Bearer more than I will some dickhead sitting on the other side of this monitor watching. Or myself, or Vampiro. Yeah. So in that regard, he may have been in bad taste, but it was still entertaining nonetheless. And then Taker got the shit stormed up the aisle and straight away knew that one of those druids was Punk. So he starts beating the shit out of the druids, and then Punk gets him from behind, takes him down. Fair and squarely, I might add. He just beat the fucking Undertaker down, and then he gets the urn off Paul Bearer and starts beating him with the urn, and then finally unscrewed the top, dumped the ashes down on the Undertaker, which was actually looked more like sand than anything.
Yeah, more than likely. Or powder or something.
Some form. It looked sandish, so it might have been a really coarse sand, because it had some powder to it as well. Now, a couple of things to take from this. The crowd were actually cheering for Punk. Punk is doing the most dastardly thing he's ever done, and the crowd were cheering him. There was a split crowd between the Undertaker and CM Punk.
Just goes to show how twisted we've become.
Baffled at that. Found it hilarious. And the second thing to take from that is that, like I said, he speaks one week, he fights the next week. At escalation, he spoke and fought. See? Predictable.
It's developing.
Now, the final thing to take from it is that Punk and Undertaker are starting to feel like the fucking WrestleMania main event. It's seemed less about The Rock and John Cena on the show than it did about Punk and Taker. And I actually like that. I would actually like if that was the main event. Although it's not going to be. It's The Rock and the fucking pay-per-view. I'm surprised Brock Lesnar is allowing him to take the main event spot. But You've got a combination of that many egos. It's astonishing that which one is going to be the main event.
On the Brock Lesnar thing, I don't think Brock Lesnar cares. He's got a big enough paycheck as it is for basically doing nothing.
Yeah, but Brock still thinks so fucking highly of himself. It's astonishing that he hasn't complained. That we know of. He might have.
He might have.
But
They might have told him, fuck off.
Oh, well, that's it. And then again, you could be right. He could be like, I haven't paid fucking $5 million to wrestle once a year. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll start the fucking show. Fucking again.
I'll do the pre-show.
You're getting paid $5 million. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, so that was Raw this week. In summary, in my count, we had 3 replays of shit that had happened early in the night. If you want to replay stuff that happened last week or on SmackDown, then it would have been in the fucking double digits.
Yeah.
We had 2 WrestleMania points.
By the way, how was the tout count?
Tout count, there was a few, and I started thinking to myself, I should do a tout. Where I rave on like a typical douchebag that they always show, because then I can get my face on television.
If they choose you. Because, remember they
Well, that's it. The bigger douchebag that you act like, the chances are you'll get selected.
Oh, okay.
They don't pick normal wrestling fans like you and I, who actually have, like, what they call smart marks. They pick the fucking idiots who carry on like the show is a legitimate sport. And think that the Undertaker is really a dead man. Those ones are the ones that they pick. So, in summary, 3 replays, 2 Mania points, an overall shit go home show. I mean, this is the one that's supposed to make people want to get WrestleMania who hadn't already, and it did a piss poor job of doing that. Even though I am going to get it, I had actually made up my mind prior to this show. I've made up my mind in spite of this show. So that's it for Raw. If you haven't seen our WrestleMania prediction show yet, make sure you go and check that out. We put that up last week. So I'll put the link down here, which by the time you actually see it, WrestleMania would have passed, so you can go and judge us, see how we did. Okay? So, until next time, enjoy WrestleMania. We're out.